Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Blue Collar Restaurant in Miami.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Bifo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, and welcome back to another week. It is Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We are live today down in Miami, the 305 Dannny Sefer Blue Collar Restaurant, 6789 Biscayne Boulevard. And I'm going to get us loaded up on the group. I don't know where it is yet on the South Florida Live page, but Dannny, how are you today, and how was your holiday weekend?
I'm doing well, thanks. I had a good holiday. I was in Boston with my best friend and business partner to celebrate his pending nuptials.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Yeah, we had a nice time.
Is this going to be his first marriage? And this
first
is Roman?
marriage. Yeah,
yes?
First marriage. We had a good time. We walked all around the city. We checked out Encore Casino, and we ate some really good stuff.
What a shock that you checked out the local casino. Boston was a town that I lived in. I went to college up there at Tufts University.
All right.
I started my journalism career at the Boston Globe as a paid intern on the sports desk. So I know and love that city. I spent some time there just in December. What did you hit in the terms of food, restaurants, anything?
There's this place there. They also have one in LA. It's called Salty Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that was ridiculous. It was so good. Amazing raw bar, very good chowder, and a very good lobster roll. We also, you're in Boston, you can't not go to Legal.
They have good clam chowder.
I get it. And
which one did you go to?
The one by the Boston Park Plaza.
Okay. That's I don't know if that's
the last time I had Legal was like, I love Legal because my sister went to BU, so I have fond memories of it. Okay. But that's like 30 years ago. And it was good. And then like 20 or so years ago, I had it when it was in Sawgrass, and it wasn't great. So I was like, oh, maybe they're not that good. But it was right across the street from the hotel. We landed. We were starving.
Where did you stay?
Some place like Hilton Boston Park Plaza. It was terrible. Oh my God. It was terrible. It was on me because I didn't really do enough research.
Terrible.
And my room was so tiny, so dirty. It was gross. But the building itself is a beautiful historic deco building with like all the interior touches that like a deco lobby would have, kind of like what we used to have at the DuPont building when I had the sub shop Vinaigrette.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful building, beautiful lobby, terrible hotel rooms.
Now, did you get a chance to walk through, I guess, the Boston Common?
Yeah, we're right next to Boston Common.
Okay, because I stayed last time I went in December for the holidays, just for a kind of holiday getaway with Val. And we stayed at a place right across from the park. I can't even remember it, but there was on the rooftop of the hotel was Contessa, which is part of the Carbone group.
Yeah, that was right around the corner from us, actually.
And I'm trying to think what hotel it is because I'm so brain dead now. But I'm looking at Contessa. What is the name of the hotel? But it was a great hotel. I enjoyed it. And Contessa, as much as I like to kind of badmouth Carbone and the whole group, they did a fantastic. It was a beautiful rooftop. And they did brunches up there. And now, it's funny that you went to Boston because on my show sheet today, I actually had a note about Boston and the Big Dig because as I was driving down from I-95, from Broward, as I passed through the Golden Glades interchange, what the freak is going on with the Golden Glades? I've been here 36 years.
Did they fix it?
It's been a constant.
I think right now
it's been
because the way down here, I didn't get log jammed into the Golden Glades. So I was like, after I was halfway here, I was like, did the Golden Glades not?
It's never been completed. It's a work in progress for 36 years. Now, I was up there when they started the Big Dig in Boston, when there used to be an actually elevated highway or ground surface highway, and then they were putting it underneath the. They basically called it the Big Dig because they were digging a full tunnel that would then basically free up all this land around Boston Harbor on both sides, and tunnels to the airport and tunnels beneath the main part of the city, they finally finished the big dig. It was rife with corruption and the usual, Whitey Bulger antics and stuff like that. But I think after 25 years, they finished. The Golden Glades, every time I drive past it.
This is for real, I think. I think it's for real going to happen this time. Because even when I am going north or south, like when I'm doing work at the brewery, and it's like not great timing, I get through it a lot quicker than ever before, even with the construction.
Yeah, whatever just happened now, it was way different than what I normally drive through.
This is going to be good. This might be the first time Miami ever actually did something good for traffic.
And it will ease the path for those of us in the 954
Yes,
or 561 who want to come check out your great places.
Yes.
It really was a breeze. I mean, I left a little late. I thought I was going to have to give you the text like, oh, running late again. No, I got here. I breezed down here. So maybe they are eventually making progress. Still hellish to get north on 95 after 2:30.
The way back,
or
I'm
3
scared
o'clock.
for you.
Right now, the town is so dead. It's also really not that bad.
Yeah. Now let's talk, because it's funny. I was, up in Palm Beach for the weekend. I did a little staycation up at the Ben Hotel in West Palm Beach, and finally made it to Bucan. And on a Sunday night, when they have their fried chicken night, it was slammed in there. But you're saying here in Miami, it's been a little bit challenging for the summer?
Yeah. It's been I've never seen a summer this slow in my entire career.
That's crazy.
And I don't think I'm alone. Even other industries, like I have a friend that has a bunch of Ace Hardwares around here and one in Fort Lauderdale. He said they're down like they've never been down before, like he's never seen before. And it's more unique to, like for his industry, more unique to South Florida than North Florida, actually.
Yeah.
And it's because of tourists. We didn't have a season this year. Also, Bucan is a great restaurant, but when you run a fried chicken special on a Sunday,
people will show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And do you know Clay Conley? Or
I know Clay a little bit. Yeah.
Okay,
he's a nice guy. I like his wife as well. And I've done some events with him for Palm Beach Food and Wine, and I got nothing but good things to say.
Yeah, no, he wasn't there. He just celebrated a birthday, and so he was off for the weekend. But his team in place does a great job. I mean, everything we had was really good. The place was, the vibe. Really nice setup there. And I also did a double header because the following day we stopped off and we picked up sandwiches from the Bucan Sandwich Shop.
So good.
And those were great. And the Sun Sentinel.
Very interesting.
If you're, let me just interject for a second. Clay's great. Everything does great. But if you're in Palm Beach and you did not go to Aioli, you messed up.
I guess I messed up.
Yeah.
But
it is the most amazing bakery.
Really?
It's
called Aioli.
It's in West Palm
Beach.
And it got a Michelin recommendation,
I think
right?
so.
Or a bib or something like that.
Husband and wife team that just are so nice and just care so much. As good as anything we have down here. Maybe, any more holistic. So like here, I think we have some bakeries that do bread really well. And here we have, and there's some that do pastry really well.
Mm-hmm.
They do bread exceptionally well, and they do pastries very well too. It's a cafe, so they have sandwiches and shit like that, and it's fucking unreal.
Downtown? It's
I think it's more West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach.
I'm not exactly
going to
sure,
check out where it is.
But I can never say enough nice things about them. I did an event with them for Palm Beach Food and Wine a few years ago.
Oh, it's on Dixie Highway. Okay, and it's also listed. All right, so it's down near where the Norton Museum is and that Tropical Smokehouse. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Gives me. I need to spend more time up there.
Yeah.
It is very pleasant.
Yeah, we've been going up there because me and the kids are on like a diving board kick.
Okay.
And all the diving boards are in like Palm Beach and Boca, like the public ones.
No, you're just finding.
So we're like going all the way up there, and we've stumbled in some good spots.
So, and the other thing, I'm wearing this bracelet. I don't know if anybody can see this. I usually don't wear jewelry. It's one of my rules. I'm not a jewelry person. I don't even wear a watch. But this is something I've never seen before. The Ben Hotel, which is part of the Marriott Bonvoy collection, the autograph collection, they call it. It's like one of these boutique hotels they built in. I don't even know the history of the building. It was really neat. They have a rooftop bar, lounge, and swimming pool. They have a really good health and fitness club. But when you check in, and I use points, by the way, I didn't spend my own point.
Yeah. And took all the sweet and low.
By the way, I noticed that you've hidden
all the sugar.
Do you got any Splenda?
So
But have you seen it? This is the room key.
Yeah, the room key. How that I can get to the pool.
You get to the pool area. You get into the health fitness center.
I have
You've
seen
seen these at other hotels. This is
I-
the first time I've seen it.
I think it's a great idea.
Especially for drunkards like me. You don't have to
Not just that,
lose
but
your
like
key in your pocket. Or
doing
forget.
the room key on the app. That sucks. It never
Oh,
works
That's-
properly.
I've never tried that.
And like the freaking stupid bracelets, so people know that you go to the pool or whatever. Those
Yeah.
look terrible.
Yes,
This is
solid.
This
Yeah.
is good. It's
I
an
like it.
all
One, you can remove it. That's
Yeah.
the other
Well,
one.
the
With the
thing
cheapy
is,
ones.
at night when you're going to bed, you don't need
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
on
but the
your
other
wrist, but-
ones are annoying. You can't take them
Yeah.
off.
Oh, the one, you pull
the
it in and
paper
then you
ones
got
are
to
the
cut
ones
it
that
off.
sometimes you have to keep
Yeah,
the
we're looking
holes
at
This
you,
in.
is
Turnberry.
a removable bracelet.
Looking at you, Turnberry.
And it was great because, a lot of times you got to hit your room key against
And then
the
the key
elevator
and the
to get
wall,
access
you
to
lose
whatever
it.
your
No.
room floor.
I'm a
This
fan.
was so convenient. So I can't sing the praises enough of these. And again, they're waterproof. I was like, can I go into
Yeah,
the
that's
pool?
great.
I was asking the pool guy attendant. He goes, yep, jump in. So how's that for a digression?
good.
All right.
Wait.
Let's talk
Yeah,
food.
all right, so we want to do some different things today that we haven't done
Yeah.
before. So
Chicken
these are some of our appetizers. These right here are very interesting. They're like a broccoli cheddar bite.
Ooh.
It's on our happy hour menu,
This-
and it's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like some package appetizer we buy from Cisco.
Oh,
But I've been
is?
but I've been eating them for
Probably
years at
amazing.
I'm
other
glad you
restaurants.
admitted it's freaking
Yeah.
good.
They're so good. I've been
Yeah.
eating them for years. The first place I think I ever had them was at Capone's in Hollywood,
Oh, yeah.
and
The
then
one on the Intracoastal?
yeah, and then when I was at the fisheries, I was like, oh, you know what? Let me mess around with them. I really like them. And then here, it's on our happy hour menu, and we don't like make any bullshit about it. It's a fresh from Cisco product, and
They
and-
do some things really
and
well.
we
and-
pair it with their ranch, which I think goes well too.
Mm.
But
all right, there you
they're
go.
fucking good, right?
Yeah,
No,
and
they're
it
really
takes it takes a bold and honest chef to admit sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. If
No.
you find a good prepared product out there,
For a cheap happy hour
Do it.
bite, it works.
Nice.
And these are our buffalo wings, which I think we go against anyone in the city. And what we're really
Classic.
proud of is the blue cheese dressing, which is second only to Wings Plus.
all right. So let me
Oh,
ask
no.
you a question about proper wing eating etiquette.
You want me to show
Number
you?
one, can you dunk the wing in the blue cheese?
Yeah, but you have to know. What are you doing there?
Oh, don't.
my God.
Oh, he has a real rule to it.
Okay, wait.
See, I do
Oh,
that.
you do the
Mayo,
tear.
Split.
You see,
Yeah.
Mayo doesn't do
And
that.
then I've been doing this since I was a little kid. And one day I was at this girl's house.
Oh, hold on, let's get.
And I was like, one day I was at this girl's house and I said, Mr. So-and-so, I'm going to marry your daughter one day.
And he did it like that,
Yeah.
and he took out his shotgun and said, "You're not coming near my daughter. Please leave now."
We did not get married.
Private All right. Well, you do that. That's an interesting technique, and it makes a lot of sense.
You have to split. How are you going to eat the whole thing without splitting it?
Here's the Mike Mayo method.
Yeah, I
I
want to see
dunk,
this.
and I just do.
Yeah, he does the whole thing like a cartoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he does the whole thing like a
Oh,
cartoon.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That maybe she would
There's
have
too much
married me if I would have
cartilage.
done it like
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say, if you're gonna do it to show off, you gotta do that
Wow.
move.
Oh my
That's the
God.
move, yeah.
For 35 years, I thought I was a
No,
master.
you're not. I had
No.
a buddy that was a Filipino, and he would do the whole thing like Mayo, but unlike Mayo, he would leave it empty. Like he would put the whole thing in his mouth, and
Yeah,
it
I
would
do
come
leave
out
a little
empty.
bit.
He would leave no meat or cartilage or anything, and it would.
Mayo's is
Weird
pretty
me out.
empty.
No,
pretty
it's
good.
solid. I can't.
You
do
were
what he
impressed.
does,
I
but-
saw the
Wow.
face, and this is why I'm a professional, Danny.
No, that was good.
Yeah, that's why you're professional.
What's the last thing here?
This is our jalapeno cornbread that we serve with some chili brown butter.
Oh, that was
So
good.
it's like brown butter infused with like Fresnos and jalapeno, French sea salt, and then this is our current jam, which is just a mixed berry jam.
Mm.
It's mixed berries, brown sugar, and a little marsala.
So I am gonna split it
Yeah,
so
go.
that I get a little bit of the
got
crust
it.
here, because so do you recommend like just one or the other, or
Um,
both, or no?
But
One
no,
at a time.
separate.
One at a time. Okay,
Yeah. It looks like they forgot to put the French salt on the butter, but that's all
that's
right.
all right. That's delicious. And then it's not a double dip. This is the side I bit out of. This is the untouched side, going into the jam. That's freaking delicious.
So we have cornbread at both restaurants, and each one has their fans.
Mhm.
I'm team blue collar for the cornbread, although the one at Mignonette is still pretty good.
Okay, so the one I mean, is different.
It's a slightly different recipe. That comes with Vermont cultured butter, a jam of the day, and like an Espelette butter.
Nice.
And the technique is this? It's fried?
No.
Nope. How does it get so crunchy on the edges?
So we bake off the cornbread, then we portion it, and then when you order it,
Oh, you put it in a pan?
We sear it on a griddle.
Pan.
Yeah.
Okay, griddle sear.
Yeah.
Because you got that crunch. It's
Yeah.
like fantastic. Now, you know me. I'm eating on the healthier side of the street now.
Yeah.
Trying to reduce the carbs, the fried foods. I am going crazy on proteins. But I got to sing your praises because, I've gone on Ozempic. You kind of guided me through it. And it's working. I got on the scale yesterday. It was 220. I'm almost in the 2 teens.
Wow.
Nice.
I started at
Mazel
like
tov.
245. So I'm down.
Yeah, it's nice.
On
It's a
certain days,
substantial
I was
number.
247. So I'll say I'm down like 27 pounds since the beginning of the year.
That's
And
great.
I feel good. And I'm still eating a little bit, but it's like, you got to pick your spots.
You got to
and-
pick your spots and you got to pick your times. For
Yes.
me, the time is the most important. Like, I can eat a bunch of shit like fried wings or broccoli bites or whatever
early in the day.
before 6.
Yeah.
If I go after 6, I'm going to be effed. Like on the trip, me and Ryan, our timing schedule for eating was all out of whack. And one night we got home and we were hungry. At 10 o'clock, we went to Halal Guys
In New York?
in Boston.
Oh, there's one in Boston?
yeah.
I think the
and
ones down here are crap. But
they're
that's-
done. Yeah, they
yeah.
were so crappy that they
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah, okay.
The one in Boston was
Decent.
excellent. Not as good as the cart on 56
Okay.
in New York, but
The sauce is good. The
the
white
sauce is good. And
Okay.
but even as good as it was, that's a mistake to eat at 10:30 at night.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can eat anything on Ozempic, but be prepared to pay a price. That's
Yes.
what you taught me.
Yes.
It's like, you can eat a lot of pizza and pasta and fried foods, but then at some point your stomach is going to say,
Well, you oscillate
That
between
wasn't a good-
constipation and Niagara Falls.
thank you. And this is what Val's been living with because I've been giving her the TMI descriptions of everything, but you're right. And let me tell you, when you have that, like, the perfect balance of everything, when you're eating well and everything actually, you know what, this is not lunchtime conversation, but I'm very, very happy on that medicine, and it is a miracle. I'm just hoping that long-term effects, that they find out it doesn't cause all kinds of things. And I don't know if it's supposed to be a long-term thing. You've been doing it over a year?
I'm like 8 months,
8 months. Okay. And you've dropped 40, right?
40. Yeah.
Right. Is your doctor happy?
Yeah. And all my numbers are very good. I kind of plateaued a little,
Mhm.
but that's because I'm not doing anything
Mm.
extra.
Yeah.
So
I've been pretty
So you've
good.
been working
hitting the
out.
gym, working out, feel good. My numbers have been good. And this concludes the Mayo Clinic health portion of today's lunchbox. Why don't we take our first break?
okay.
And then we'll come back. I got a lot more on the agenda here, and we'll come back. Before we do, just want to put in the good word, Lubie, about the upcoming Oyster Festival that we're going to be holding in conjunction with our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack in Lauderdale by the Sea, along with our friends from the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. They are all co-presenting, along with the Lunchbox, Pearl Jam by the Sea, August 9th, a Saturday from 12 to 3. You like oysters on the half shell? Are you? Well, you have
I mean, he started
mignonette.
mignonette, so I
I
hope
own
he
an
likes
oyster bar.
oyster a little bit.
Yeah, that was the dumb question of the day. But yeah, oysters on the half shell, unlimited, sparkling beverages, bubbly with the Bellini bar all day.
Yep.
We have some VIP tickets, very few remaining, and that's going to include some caviar packages and some other extra goodies. Go online to eventbrite.com and just do a search for the Even Keel Oyster event or the actual website, as Reno loves the website address, which is
Pearl Jam by the Sea.
no, I think it's oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com.
Yeah.
VIP seats almost gone, and the general admission, if you use the promo code Lunchbox, you'll get an extra $10 off the already low general admission price. So $65 instead of $75. It's going to be a great time. August 9th. Get your tickets today. Supplies are limited, and we're also going to have the caviar bumps and caviar tins available as a supplement because there's a new product. I don't know if you've heard of it. Some farm-raised caviar from Uruguay. Woman is befriended Dave at Even Keel, and we're going to have a table set up with all these Uruguayan caviar eggs. Supposedly a good product. I haven't
Sounds
tasted it yet.
It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I was going to be like, how can you have an oyster event in South Florida without us? But then when you said it's sponsored by Fort Lauderdale, I was like, oh,
It's a Fort Lauderdale.
I
event.
get it.
And we can
And
work on one for you.
You are more than welcome to
Miami.
attend as
Love to have you
my
there.
guest
Okay.
if you want to come in. And You're going to be easy on the sparkling beverages because he's just the only
Yeah.
sparkling you'll
Yeah,
have is
only
sparkling water.
water and Diet
So
Coke.
right there, it won't be a lost leader. He might do some damage on the oysters. It's a great time. Go check it out. All right, Lubie, let's take the first break, and then we're going to come back. We got a lot more on the agenda today, catching up after a long holiday weekend on the Lunchbox. We'll be back after this. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Dannny Sefer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, welcome back. We are at Blue Collar Restaurant with Dannny Sefer, 6789 Biscayne Boulevard. He has 2 restaurants in Miami. Both of them are fantastic. The other one, Mignonette, we're going to be going down there later this month. And that one is downtown, close to the Arch Center. That's at 210 Northeast 18th Street.
I'm very excited. I heard great things of Mignonette. Let me ask you, because we have a friend who a big oyster fan, and it's funny, we're doing the Oyster Fest in the middle of the summer. Right. There used to be the old saying, the R's and all that. I know now you can get them from the Northeast. You can also we have farms in Florida that use springs. And what do you guys do in the summer? Do you do anything different? What are you doing as opposed to the rest of the year?
No, look, you're getting them from the same farms year round. Yeah, the water's a little bit warmer, but they've been doing it for so long, and they're such big enough brains doing it that they figured out ways
the
around
science.
It. Like there's no
the marine.
The biggest difference I've seen is by the time we get the bag a day, 2 days, 3 days later from when it's pulled from the water.
Yeah.
We during the warmer months we can use less of those. So we'll lose 3, 4, 5, 6 per bag instead of 1, 2, 3.
How can you tell something?
You can tell that they look off
if it's open, or sometimes when you open up an oyster and you can't tell until you do this. You have what I like to call a farty.
It actually makes
it smells.
Oh no, it's a farty. And you open it up and you're like, I'm not using that oyster. I'm not giving it anywhere near the guest.
It's funny you mentioned that because I did have up at the Ben Hotel, their rooftop. It's called Spruzzo or whatever. But we had some cocktails and a half dozen oysters when we first arrived, and the first 2 oysters were great, but the third one I put it in my mouth and I had that little fart, and I was like, I've learned. I'm old enough now. You just spit it out.
Get rid of it. Don't mess around with it.
Normally, normally all the oysters before they go out, we'll give them a little, just because you got to, because you don't know farty until you open it.
Okay.
And there's like a clam that's full of sand, like a mutter.
Right.
You don't know it until it opens.
Yeah, and that one also had a lot of grit. It was just a bad one. But here's the thing, and I was willing to pay for the full half dozen. I thought that maybe they would just, I pointed out that I had a bad one. Maybe they just bring me a new one because we'd already eaten 4 out of the 6.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to pull a let's eat move or anything like that. But you know me.
Yeah.
No, but I said something. I was like, one of them was just, I spit it. Well, the bartender saw me spit it out into my nap,
good bartender.
Then he was like, is something wrong? I was like, yeah, this one is bad. I said, but I don't want it. I already ate the first 2. We've eaten most of it. You don't have to do anything. He goes, no, can I get you anything? I said, no. And he basically took it off the tab, he apologized, and then we felt bad, so we ordered another round of drinks. So it all evened out in the end, and that was it.
See, I like that when the hotel or the restaurant has enough awareness to see you're uncomfortable with something,
love it,
and they approach you versus you having to say something. So I know I sang the praises of Salty Girl earlier, and it was wonderful, but the chowder really was not hot enough.
Well, that's your thing. You've already mentioned it. You rag on me for my Splenda swindling ways, but you're the old Jewish man. You send back your soup.
But a cream soup.
Excuse me, wait.
No, a cream soup.
What do you do with that?
No, so we
didn't send it back.
So 2 of us did not eat $17 bowls of clam chowder, and they were like, "Oh, you're done with this?" We're like, "Yeah," and that was the end of the conversation.
Oh, that was it.
So now
I didn't make it. No, see, I didn't make a sting of it. I didn't.
No, but they should have asked you.
But wait,
they should have asked me.
They brought it back hotter.
No,
they just said, "Okay, forget it."
He just didn't eat it, paid for it, and they didn't even bring it up.
We didn't. We didn't. Neither of us.
But the server didn't bring it up either.
And also, if I may,
you're still gonna go complain here, which is what we say you shouldn't do, and we end up doing all the time, anyways.
Then they had last call. We sat late, so we were prepared, and we gave them their order quickly. And then they came by for last call at 10:15, which is fine. We do the same thing at my restaurants, a half hour after the last seating. It's last call, but we do last call for hot. You can get dessert whenever.
Right.
And then so we're done, and she's I was like, "Oh, was it last call for dessert too?" She's like, "Yeah."
Oh,
and it's like
Boston's an early closing town.
Yeah,
they want you out.
But for dessert, you should You should allow. You can't have me when I'm finishing chowder. Think about dessert.
So, but you know what?
Unless it's a souffle.
Here's my thing, because I am Mr. Considerate. When I see a restaurant we're the last ones in, and they're starting to close up,
you want to run through.
I don't want to order dessert, but if they have a dessert on, I like it. Is it possible to just box it to go and charge me for the dessert? But I just want it to go, and we do that sometimes.
I agree. I'm very sensitive. sensitive when I'm in a restaurant. It's getting
yeah.
That's why we knew we were getting there towards closing. We were like, all right, we're going to order right away. We'll give it all to you. We'll reconsider it. But then if that's going to be your policy, then at last call, why don't you bring me the dessert menu?
Right.
Honestly,
it's all right. That's a nitpick, but it's
but he's a restaurateur putting it on the service people, not
like us. You can
and not
sit
mad
there,
at them just saying like
yeah,
it could have
like
been
I'm
better.
not going to keep hotline cooks around all night for you to keep ordering, but like I will keep like the pastry person, the cold person, an extra 20-30 minutes so you can have dessert.
Right. Okay.
You know?
That makes sense, and that's what good restaurateurs do.
It's good for you because you want dessert. It's good for me because I get the sale. It's good for the server because they get the sale for the tips. It's winning all around.
Win.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard in terms of the labor cost involved.
But you know what? They're a much bigger restaurant group than me with much bigger, nicer, more successful restaurants. So what the fuck do I know?
Okay. I don't even know. Where is that located? Is that in
Salty
downtown?
Girl is on Newberry.
Oh, okay. Newberry. That's the used to be called the Yuppie Street, where a place
now
called,
it's like the design district.
I know. I've been up and down there in December. It's changed a little bit. There used to be a place called Daisy Buchanan's that was like the big pickup spot for not the college kids, but like the postgraduate, like the ones who are already starting their careers.
And moon pies were a nickel.
Did you go to the North End at all?
We went to Lucia in the North End, which I absolutely loved.
I know. Are you a cannoli guy? Because
we went to Modern Pastry after.
I like Modern more than Mike's.
I never had Mike's. This is my first time going to either.
Okay.
The line at Modern was longer, and Modern is open later, which indicated to me that they're better.
Did you ever go the original Daily Catch? And Daily Catch became a bigger restaurant group, but the original is still in the North End on Hanover. It's a literal hole in the wall. 4 tables, cash only still, and they serve the seafood with pasta in a skillet. I love that place. I went there. I took Val there in December.
That was on our list, but Lucia won out.
Okay, but I still sing the praises of Daily Catch. There's just something about it.
It was close. We weren't going to get in there with the 4 tables. Lucia, we got in. It was everything we wanted in a red sauce joint. We sat in the basement right next to the bar. It was like loud. The server was the bartender. It made amazing drinks. It looked like for Ryan. Big, huge, like, oh my God. Their portions of food made mine look like a Michelin tasting menu.
Now, we had a portion discussion last week with Reno. I think portions generally are too big in this country, and too many people make too big of an issue of it. Obviously, you want good value to a restaurant, but value to me means if you have an ample portion of high quality food, I'm happy with it. But some places just love to. Some people judge by quantity over quality, but.
Oh, I don't know. I think that too many places, maybe it's the price point I'm going or thinking of, are giving too little food for too much money to make it look prettier on a plate. Because it's, the less stuff you have on the plate, I think the prettier it may look.
Yes.
Obviously my places, we believe in like a plate of food, and then, you know what, we're going to charge appropriately. Okay. But I don't know, maybe like mid-level, like chains and stuff. I think I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But
I don't want lots of slop, but I do like, look, it's nice when a place is generous and you do have enough to take some home for the following day lunch. I also like when they put Sweet and Low and Splendor on the table.
What's funny is Mayo's actually not even the guy. Like, I'm the guy that you making fun of Mayo for being.
Speaking of artificial sweeteners, Tab. Did you used to ever drink Tab? And whatever happened to Tab? Those beautiful.
I think all the people that were.
Or,
I think all the people that were so high on Coke all the time drinking Tab, they went to rehab, and when they came out, they were like, "How do I drinking?"
But why did
and then Diet Coke ate their lunch.
Disappear, but Diet Coke is still such a huge thing. And Tab with the pink cans, and it had I think saccharin.
I didn't know Tab.
I think there was also like that thing about saccharin,
right?
Yes.
It causes
cancer
in lab rats.
Yeah,
and but it's still used.
They still use it all over the place.
Yeah,
I don't know. I enjoyed Tab. It's weird because Tab went away, but Fresca kind of made a comeback.
Fresca. How about a Fresca?
I like a Fresca. I like a Fresca.
That was in Caddyshack, and Danny Noonan was the Fresca. That's it. It's all good. Hey, let's get down to brass tacks here. We've got some things to go over.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got July now, ongoing, the BOGO lunch special.
BOGO sandwiches. Any sandwich, buy one, get one free. You want a ragu and a cheesesteak, you're only paying for one of them.
And up to 6, 12.
12 guests.
6 orders with another 6 on the house.
Yes.
I'm holding up 5 fingers because I don't have the extra
6,
digit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's going on. It's what, Monday through
Friday, 12 to 5.
Here at Blue Collar.
Yep. All of June and July.
The only handheld that is excluded is the
Corbin.
Corbin sandwich because
Okay.
there's two
Well,
of
we
them
already
to
get
begin with.
sandwiches. Yeah.
already
But
get
the
it.
burger is on there, the
Burger.
big ragu.
The Philly, the BLT, the buffalo chicken sandwich, the lamb burger, all the sandwiches, the breakfast sandwich, all the
That's a-
sandwiches are on there.
The breakfast sandwich too.
Yeah, of course.
that's a
great.
great deal.
And I think it's a great deal, and people are enjoying it. And obviously, I want you to come in here and enjoy that. But sometimes people come and that's what they have their heart set on, and then they look at the rest of the menu and they're like, you know what?
That's the idea.
Some
right?
other time, yeah.
Hopefully bring
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
in.
All right.
Oh, you can
No,
even do it on Uber Eats.
Oh,
You
you
can?
can.
Yeah.
That's
I
ridiculous.
even- I mean,
Oh, good
I
for you.
I'm being full disclosure. I raise the price a little bit more.
Yeah.
But on Uber Eats, you can get the regular burger for like 25 or whatever it costs, and then the buy one get one for like 30.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can get again
That's fine.
pay a
Two
little
ridiculous
more, but
burgers
in
for
the
18 bucks.
long run, it evens out.
Yeah.
And I think people who are ordering for online delivery are willing to pay for the convenience because that's what that's all about.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's going on all of July. Then we're going to be getting into the big event here in Miami Spice season, which is a much bigger thing. Now we're going to have Dine Out Lauderdale, and I was just talking to Phil, who's helping the Visit Lauderdale people organize it. A lot of restaurants are signed up. It's
they go
become
crazy.
a lot bigger.
Yep.
It used to only be like 50 restaurants in Broward with Dine Out Lauderdale. I think last year they ended up at 150. This year it's
Yep.
looking like close to 200. Miami, it's like 600. And it's an event. Everybody tries to outdo each other. Do you love
Nobody
it or hate
outdoes
it?
us. I was gonna say when Miami Spice had less restaurants, it was better for the restaurant.
Mhm.
But I understand the GMCDB wants to get as much money as possible and have as many people sign up for the program as possible. So they let as many in as possible. And
Yeah, because
There's no distinction anymore.
Revenue. Yeah.
there used to be like a thing. So back in my day, when I was a young cook at Chef Allen's
Yep.
in the 2000s, Miami Spice, normally you go to dinner at Chef Allen's in the early 2000s, it was like 80, 90,
beautiful.
$100 a person. It's
Right.
a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
But then during Miami Spice, you can go and get a 3-course meal for $39, and it was a
35.
tremendous deal.
Yep.
And everybody would come and do it. Now,
Wow, look at that pork chop.
you
at
have
this.
all these
Holy
different
crap.
levels of spice, and you have so many restaurants that we're not seeing as many come out like we used to.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but nobody touches us for spice at either restaurant because here anything goes. Any app, any entree, any dessert.
And that's for the whatever the base price is
Yeah,
this year.
it's like $45. At lunch, it's like anything goes for sandwiches. So any app or salad, any sandwich, any dessert for like $29.
Oh, jeez.
And then brunch, we have a pretty extensive menu where it's almost anything.
And that's here at Blue Collar. What do you do at Mignonette?
Mignonette, anything goes except for like a dozen oysters and like the lobster tail.
Okay,
Wow.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the raw bar items.
So
So again, that is the same thing where it's for all of August and September, and excluding Friday, Saturday nights, I believe.
No.
Wait,
we don't
every
exclude
night?
shit.
Oh, it's every day.
You guys,
We don't. Everyone else does.
they
We
should
don't
call you
exclude
Crazy
anything.
Danny.
Yeah,
I know. I'm gonna start
yeah.
going out there.
We're giving it away. Our prices are insane.
Oh,
BOGO
Sunday through
sandwiches on Uber
Saturday?
Eats.
Every day.
Saturday,
This is August,
Friday,
September,
Saturday,
just August,
Sunday.
August,
September.
September.
And September.
Oh, wow.
It's a 2-month thing in the 305. Miami Spice
That's
is
huge.
huge. Dine Out Lauderdale is also going to be 2 months
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah.
It's going to be all of August and September. We'll talk about that more when we're visiting some of our 954 restaurants. But what do we got? Oh my
All
God,
right.
this pork chop! I just want to bow down and genuflect. What a plate!
All right.
That looks
so
great.
every time you guys have been here, we've done sandwiches, because we love sandwiches, and also I wanted to pimp the boat.
Yeah, yeah,
Look
yeah,
at
yeah.
this more, but wait, that's the lamb burger.
This is a new sandwich, so I had to bring it out. It's our lamb burger, which is a Marigay sausage patty cut with a little bit of beef, garlic aioli, and lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles.
That's a beautiful looking.
It's a
burger.
good lamb burger. Wait till you try
Now,
it.
lamb burgers, can you order them? It has to be medium and above, right?
How does that
You-
work?
I mean, you get it however you want. I don't care.
Yeah, medium rare.
We
I don't
try
know.
and keep
Why
it
do
around
rare?
medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's such like a heavy amount of spice in there between the paprika and the cayenne and everything else to make it merguez that the color on it is really not going to be indicative of what it's really cooked like.
Okay.
Since it's more like a sausage patty.
Okay.
Then we have our pork chop. This is a double bone Duroc pork chop
that looks
that
great.
we grill and serve with a
And
little
with
bit
the
of
red
demi-glace.
cabbage, the braised
That
red
yeah,
cabbage.
you get to pick two, right? We served it to you with what I think goes well with the pork chop, the charred sweet potato with brown butter, and the braised cabbage.
and with little sprigs of thyme.
Yeah,
sticking
classic.
in it.
You know,
Yeah, that's
back
nice.
when moon pies were a nickel, that's how we garnished plates.
I remember when pickles were a nickel.
There you go.
Now
For like
they're
a whole jar.
charging $10 at Publix for the box empty.
Let's see if we got the
which is the
temp
only.
right.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a good,
beautiful.
Oh,
That's
that
a
is
beautiful.
nice.
Beautiful.
looking-
Look how moist.
Here, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put that piece for Lubie. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be a little greedy and just take this beautiful
Yeah, you
center
do you.
cut. Perfect. Yeah, me. That is me. You got a sweet potato there.
That is a
along-
charred sweet potato, so we cook it 100% on the grill whole. So
Really?
the outside is like charred and the inside is like melty, gooey, sweet.
What kind of sauce is it? I'm sorry.
This is a regular demi-glace.
Just the demi.
You know, roasted veal bones and red wine.
Oh wow, this is
This guy here, this is our pork cheek marsala.
Oh.
So we braise pork cheeks again, all Duroc pork.
that's a fantastic pork
Oh,
chop.
thank you.
This is ridiculous.
And then we pick it up a little like marsala style, a little mushroom, shallots, marsala wine, and veal stock, mashed potatoes, and some bread.
Mm.
And there, we just want to show people the lighter side of blue. That's our boneless, skinless chicken breast with 2 veggies. There we have the Brussels sprouts and the plantains, but you can pick it any you want. So people always think that we're so heavy and rich that we have a lighter side. The boneless, skinless chicken breast is light as hell. You could also get it at like with mahi or snapper or salmon
Oh, nice.
and be pretty healthy. Not
Mm.
mahi, grouper.
Grouper. Okay.
So I wanted to show you guys the non-sandwich side and the lighter side.
Nice.
Oh, that pork cheek
Pork cheek's good.
with the marsala sauce.
It works well, right?
It's delicious.
Thank you.
mean, that's
And the pork chop is
that's some.
fantastic.
I
Oh, wow.
love having things I've never had before. I've never had pork cheek. Obviously, I've had pork chop on the ossobuco with the veal and stuff, but that's tender. It's almost like texture wise, like a short rib or something, where it kind of just very very tender and crumbles apart. Wow,
That's wonderful.
that's some good shit, man. The chicken breast, I'll go in there in a minute. The mashed potatoes,
Or nice.
you've
They're
got-
really
like,
nice.
look at that, beautiful fresh
Yeah,
whipped
nice-
mashed
nice and
potatoes.
fluffy, yeah.
You throw it in a little bit of the gravy with the mushrooms. And where's your bread from? This is a nice hunk of
That is
Toast.
from La Provence.
Provence, okay.
La
They do a
Provence.
nice job.
All right, I'm gonna put your
Oh,
mic up.
La
so-
Provence. They do a nice job. And then you want me to cut up this lamb burger?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, yeah. See how that like nice.
Yeah, juices
Spice
are oozing
juice?
out
Yeah.
the sides.
So that we don't put cheese on it. If you want, sure, go ahead.
You put cheese on
I
it.
think lamb doesn't. The
What cheese
flavor
would
of
you
the
put
lamb
on
itself
lamb?
and the spice, you want to have that without covering up with the
I think
cheese.
people would be like, oh, feta. But
Well,
feta doesn't
maybe.
fucking melt.
Goat cheese.
So it's just going to crumble out. And feta's too strong and lamb is strong. So you're just not going to get shit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So we just do
Yeah,
it with
strong
garlic and
flavors. Don't need
You
anything.
don't need help.
No.
Yeah, that was my one critique yesterday. We got at the Bucan sandwich shop. They have this, I guess, this carpaccio sandwich that's gone viral, and that was tremendous. There was nothing wrong with it. It was like, it's carpaccio, so it's basically shaved, raw, high quality meat stacked up on a baguette with some arugula, some shaved Parmesan cheese, and they do like a little bit of mayo and a lemon vinaigrette. That sandwich worked perfectly. But then I also had like the tuna salad sandwich. It was
Oh, wow.
yellowfin tuna, but they did it with they called it a shallot mustard, not a vinaigrette, but like a shallot mustard
Emulsion.
emulsion. And it kind of was too strong. It kind of overwhelmed the tuna. I mean, I love the sandwich. The bread is great. I would have next time I would see if they could kind of ease up on the.
That sounds kind of strong.
Yeah, it was a little strong. It kind of definitely overshadowed the tuna. And this is one of those things where when you're a chef or whatever, you try to like get the right balance. So you want the star ingredients to shine and everything being harmonious. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness.
I stand corrected. Gene, who's the sous chef and has been for a long time, cooked all this, and he effing nailed that lamb burger temperature.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna tell you, this is medium to medium rare.
Yeah.
I don't care what the hell season you put in. I can see it's pink to red,
Yeah.
and it's freaking. I was wondering. I'm like, dude, the juice is coming out. Like, it has to be medium to medium rare. Like, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I know that. Like,
Again, this is on one of your Portuguese muffins.
Of course.
I gotta admit, I'm not the biggest lamb burger fan usually,
it's gonna be
because
gamey.
sometimes it can be very strong and gamey.
This
But
isn't.
this thing is
Well,
absolutely perfect.
this really isn't.
It's
It's cut with beef, so it's not straight.
Yeah,
There you have it.
you can taste it because it has almost a gaminess, and then it goes away.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess it's kind of like fritas. Some people just do the straight up, I guess, you're gonna.
Like a
Some
beef.
people do just all beef frita. Some people mix it with a little of the chorizo. I like a mix because I
Yeah.
like getting a little bit of the flavors.
Different flavors, yeah.
Are you a frita guy, and do you go downtown?
I will go whenever I hang out with Seth.
I was gonna
Burger
say there was
Beast.
Burger Beast.
Whatever he tells me to get when it comes to a frita, I will get, and I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So El Rey, El Mago.
Yeah. There's certain things
I
we
like-
trust the beast
With
with.
the beast knows.
Yeah,
Hot dogs,
Burgers
hamburgers,
and
and
stuff.
other things that 6-year-olds generally like.
there is this place I went to in college in Tallahassee
Good burger.
called Gordo's,
Gordo's.
and
Oh, yeah,
Gordo's.
those- Well,
you
you
referenced
two
what's it called
Tallahassee
last
guys,
week?
yeah.
Gordo's.
Yeah, Gordo's I really like. Gordo's
Well-
frita was my favorite.
Okay.
I think they
I
had the
never had
chorizo.
it. I actually ate the Cuban in a place that was Tallahassee Cuban, so it was fine. But all the Miami Cubans would say this is not real Cuban. like
I
going
can
to
see
La
that.
Carreta.
Yeah,
But we loved it. I loved it as a gringo in Tallahassee. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I was a freaking wasted college kid. I thought it was fine.
Nice.
So
Hey, so speaking of sandwiches, the Sun Sentinel, they do these monthly or every other month these contests where they have
Best
like
this and that.
Readers' Choice Awards nominations, and the latest one that they've just posted, and they're looking for best sandwich shops
Ooh.
in South Florida.
Oh,
And
South Florida.
of
which
course, everybody's like chiming in VNS.
is-
They usually have 5 finalists.
VNS and Los Palos are going to take 2.
But I immediately
They're
listed
just done
10
now.
sandwich places that I love, and only like one of them was in Miami. And I would have listed your place, except that it no longer
Yeah.
exists. And
vinaigrette.
I think they're looking for more, not
Like, it can't
restaurants
be
that
this.
make great
I was
sandwiches.
gonna say, they
You
make great
obviously
sandwiches
would
here.
qualify. I think they're looking for, a specific thing, a sandwich shop where you go in, pick it up, carry it out. And do you have like a top 5 that would come to mind right away?
In South Florida,
Yeah.
of course, number one is VNS.
Okay, he's a big fan.
La Spada is back on the upswing, so I will
Okay,
add that
and
back in there.
Gail is a fan, and she's the owner, and she is a member of the.
Oh,
NYC
he's frustrated
group.
they don't have one in Miami. That's
Yeah,
your- that's your
I
negative.
mean, La Spada. The last a couple of home games ago. I don't know. Were you there? We were at La Spada.
Oh, I missed that one.
Oh yeah, we
we
ordered La
talked about that
Spada.
when we were here last.
Yeah, and it
They're
was
always
great.
good. Yeah.
There's this place down south, like way south, by the University of Miami called Gelano.
Okay.
That is pretty good.
I don't know that
JHOLANO. They went viral
Okay.
like during the pandemic. They're really good.
Another sandwich. See,
Clay's Place, the Bucan sandwich shop, of course,
yeah,
needs
I
to
would
be
put
up there.
I would put that in there. Yeah. Okay.
I would add, does Sonny's count?
Sonny's famous steak.
Yeah.
It's like cheesesteak. I think is its own category. I think they've done that.
Mr. M.
Mr. M, I'm down on, but you like it.
Mr. M, and even
The one on Sterling?
yeah,
See,
and Sub Center.
what would you do?
Oh,
would you
come
do?
on.
It's comforting.
What would you do at what sub?
I love the Siciliano's frozen custard next door to
Yeah.
the Sub Center, the one on Hollywood Boulevard. All
Yeah.
right, here's mine.
What would you do with what sub?
Oh, what's
What
up
is
is
up?
in my.
Have you been there?
Okay,
It's
they're
fantastic.
expanding. Have
Now
you,
it is.
the one in Deerfield,
They
but
do
then
a
now
lot of
there's
hot
West
subs, but they're
Boca.
still subs.
They're opening in Boynton.
The
and
one I went to the one at the gas station.
That's in West Boca. No, the original one.
We went
which
to a
is on-
Pompano.
No, we went in Deerfield Beach.
Deerfield.
It's on Federal Highway.
fantastic.
It's in a little hole in the wall. It used to be a convenience store. They still do like check cashing there, which
Yep.
is kind of like.
Randomly they do.
But Antonio, he does that
Yeah.
Arthur Avenue on the focaccia bread with some of the. I love What's Up. Here's my top 5.
We went to What's Up on our drive home from Orlando over spring break, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's.
I
good.
just remember we really enjoyed that.
And with apologies to Sandwich, I don't know what you think of Sandwich, the Miami.
I like sandwich,
Okay, because that is on my top 10 list. But top 5,
but
I've got
See, I don't know how you get to top 10. I mean, I don't know how you get to
me
top
because
5.
it's me, and I
Top 10
love-
you could do. Top 5 would be really tough for me to whittle down.
Here it is:
and I think
VNS,
Yeah.
Bucan,
yeah,
Las Padas,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's Up?
You
And
put
here's
what's up in your
one
top
that-
5. So you put what's up in your top 5.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I enjoy them. You love.
and here's
you
one.
know more sandwich places than I
Here's
do.
one that is a sleeper. A lot of people don't know about it. La Mia Focaccia.
Okay.
Right next to the gun club where we sometimes go. It's on Powerline above
Really?
Cypress Creek as you go up to the Harrah's Casino. It's only open Monday through Friday, only
Powerline
for
in Cypress
lunch.
Creek.
On Powerline, just north of Cypress
That's
Creek
interesting.
Road.
That's not far from me at
It's
all.
called La Mia Focaccia. It's a woman. She used to be in a little hole in the wall across the street about 10, 15 years ago. She moved to bigger digs, but they're only open for lunch and they're only open Monday through Friday. So they're not open weekends. And
So
every
basically,
day
unless you work an office job within a 4-mile radius, you're never going to go there.
but it is
Cool.
worth a special trip
Cool.
because
Well, now that the Golden Glades is fixed, I can make it out there on time.
well, you're up there at 26 degrees sometime. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But every day, house baked, fresh focaccia, different varieties. They have plain, they have with rosemary, they have with sun dried tomatoes. And then they split open these focaccias and they have all the classic, like different. They have a numbered menu system, but they have the one with the, the prosciutto and fresh mozzarella. They have all the different cold cuts. They have one that's just vegetables, like a portobello mushroom and eggplant. I love the place.
Okay.
Larry, I sent Larry Carino there one time, our friend, publicist, and he just like texted me back, like, "Oh my God, how have I never been here before?"
See, did you say sandwich shop or sub shop?
Sandwich and subs are the same.
Because that does.
That's what I'm confused.
They're totally. I thought we were talking about a hoagie shop.
Yeah,
and that
we're
is
talking
not even
about
close.
a sandwich.
That's not a
and-
hoagie shop. That's not a hoagie shop.
Oh, God, we're not talking about the shapes.
No,
We're
no.
talking
If you
about
want to add some
2
gourmet
pieces
shit,
of bread.
if you want to add some gourmet shit like that, then it it opens it wide up. Then bring in the cheat steak and bring in sunnies. But like hoagies are not that. Hoagies are not on focaccia.
We're talking about sandwich.
Okay.
Sandwich shops include sub.
So then our betters, according to Carlos Frias, would be
well,
a
forget
sandwich
Carlos.
shop.
No, and that brings up. This is National Hot Dog Month, and
Yeah.
hot dogs are their own genre. Cheesesteaks are their own genre. Burgers are their own genre, and then you have the sandwiches where you have either hot or cold cuts.
I'm
on
adding Mr. M's to the top 5 because
Okay.
they have the best roast.
So
beef.
I'm going with La Mia Focaccia, and you're going with Mr. M's.
I'm adding Mr. M's.
What's up is not on yours.
No,
but
I'll add
maybe-
what's up. I'll
Okay.
add what's up. So Viennaise, La Spada, Mr. M, what's up,
and Bucan
and
sandwich.
Bucan sandwich.
A shout out for the 305. Dannny, this in his net. No, it's all good. Again, the sunsentinel.com, if you go on there, and we like to support our friends, the
Yeah, we
Sun
love them.
Sentinel, they're accepting nominations. They're going to get to 5 finalists, and I'm angling to do a finalist taste
You
test like
should.
we did with matzo balls. I'll even invite you back, even though
Or you
You
do it
got-
again at
but
26
you have
degrees.
to-
he gave
have to give me-
2J's the best
Yeah.
matzo
Well, it
balls.
wasn't just
I
him,
wasn't
they all
alone.
did.
Everyone did.
They all
Yeah.
freaking did. It was weird.
You have to give me a heads up though, so I can cycle my shot to not
yeah,
be
yeah,
so
yeah,
close.
yeah.
You'll do that. We'll,
It's
we'll
not
be
soup
in
this time
sync.
around. Yeah, it's sandwiches.
All right, let's take our second break. Is it the final break today?
yes, this is our final break.
Again, summertime is slow, so we're down to 2 breaks, but it's all good because
More content for them.
more content for everybody. We'll be back with Dannny Sefer at Blue Collar in Miami after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boys Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boys has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's Fat Boys with a Z, as in amazing. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We had a very scintillating discussion during the break.
I'm glad it was
Danny
off the
has
air.
realized that I am him in 15 years because we both have
all the
our
same ailments.
gastrointestinal issues,
Yeah, see,
diverticulitis,
your team
corn
Brooks,
on the cob.
and I got my first pair of Hokas.
Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah.
no.
Like
you
I was
found
walking
the
around
Hokas
Boston
already?
and I was dying. And Ryan has Hokas. I have like feet problems and knee problems, and I was just dying.
I've got fat feet. I've got, some diabetes.
Yeah.
These Brooks are beautiful.
Yeah.
They're very comfortable.
Yes. So
So,
Brooks
the
and Hoka,
Yes.
they're like for people like us, even though they're
Yes.
not pretty. And I put them on and instantly felt the difference.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. And the diverticulitis, I avoid the corn on the cob and popcorn. Pretty much everything else I could eat. Doctors now say, oh, there's no science you could eat corn. I know, my body.
Yeah,
and
you
when I
feel
eat
it,
a
yeah.
lot of popcorn, or if I have a full corn on the cob, I could take a bite.
Yeah.
But like if I have a full corn, corn on the cob, I feel it the next day. And it's not
I
not
feel
pleasant.
like corn products, corn on the cob, popcorn. I feel like they ferment inside of me also, and like
I have some fermentation.
I get
going on.
like gas, and it's just not. I just don't need to be doing that. I mean, of course, I'm like I have, as a recovering drug addict, I have no willpower. So I have 4 children, so we go to the movies and we can't not get popcorn. So there's a huge bucket of popcorn. Of course, I'm eating.
He's
some.
gonna eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got to restrain myself. I love popcorn at the movies.
But you don't have young
it
kids
doesn't-
anymore, so you could easily
You get
not.
away with it. Yep.
Popcorn
And then I
doesn't love
have a
me.
ton of milk duds, and
Hey, before we get to the contest results, a couple more things. Okay, we're at Blue Collar, 6789 Biscayne Boulevard. They have the BOGO lunch sandwiches. They have all this beautiful
The food's fantastic.
menu items,
Thank you.
comfort food. I mean, that pork chop, I've looked at it on the menu before. I've never eaten it because I always end up getting, I got to get a burger.
Yeah,
Or I
the
got to get
sandwiches are
a
wonderful. Especially
a
lunchtime.
Corbin special. The lamb burger is unbelievably
It's really
good.
nice.
This pork cheek, is this a usual thing or is it the braise of the day?
this is
or
the
you
praise
have
of the day.
and you have it on rotation?
Yeah, this has been on rotation for quite some time now.
And it's great.
Like throughout our years. Right now, it looks like we're going to keep rolling with it for a little bit.
Good.
I think it works
The
well.
pork chop must be a big seller. The double
The pork
cut.
chop, yeah, the
Duroc.
pork chop. Out of all the chops we've ever run, the pork chop does the best.
That is beautiful. And then
That's very
we
nice.
did try the chicken breast during the break. Well seasoned and perfectly executed cooking wise. Not dry, not overcooked.
No.
It is juicy and
Mhm.
flavorful, and if you are looking for the lighter side of proteins, that is an excellent choice.
Yeah.
So-
That's also available in sandwich form at lunch.
and that lamb burger, I am going to finish the rest.
You want the other piece of
No,
lamb burger?
not yet. Well,
No,
he's going to
right
have
now
it.
I'm good.
But again,
Everything's
I have no
All right, then I'll
appetite.
finish it too.
But when
Yeah,
you
go
put
for it.
delicious food in front of me, I just go to
Yeah, it's
town
hard
on
not
it.
to.
Other things to note about Blue Collar: open every day because, as you learned from your mentor, Chef Alan Susser, don't ever close because then people won't remember what days you're open and closed. Right?
They just won't come.
7 days a week, which is something we appreciate. Same thing for Mignonette, dinner only, 5 o'clock. Faux liquor here now, which
liquor.
is something that you don't partake in anymore, but your guests are more than welcome.
definitely
to,
do.
Right?
Full liquor. We have happy hour all day, every day. This
Oh, wow.
summer as well, which is half price all our featured cocktails. So that's under $10 a drink.
Wow.
$4 drafts and $5 glasses of wine, red or white. I forget what kind they are.
Mhm.
We have all of our well is all premium well. So there's nothing from like that's weird and hard to pronounce. There's only like our well bourbon would be gin,
Nice.
not like Uncle Granddad or Good Times or whatever the fuck it's called.
Monkey 47.
You know, our well vodka is at least Tito's.
Yeah,
So
nice.
all of our stuff is great quality, and we pride ourselves on our generous pours.
All right. And
Yeah.
then one last thing to get into 26 Degrees Brewing. You oversaw the implementation of their new menu, food service, kitchen. How are things going up there with our friend Jonathan
They're
and
going.
Chef Fergus?
They're going great. Fergus just texted me earlier. He said, things are going really well up here. I've checked out some different new vendors, which I'm happy with. We got rid of some guys. We hired some new guys, but overall things are going well. We're hoping for a busy season.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I
It's
should
gonna
probably
kick ass during once
Yeah,
the
that
fall
thing will be
comes
great.
around.
I should,
and the football season.
see if I connect Jonathan with the Dine Out Lauderdale people and see if they would qualify, even though they're
Oh, they
pumping out.
would. Oh,
Yeah.
they welcome anybody. And the
No,
nice
it's a
part
great
of Dannny
Lauderdale,
Lauderdale, they don't charge money to restaurants to be on board. It's basically free
Oh,
marketing.
yep.
All you got to do is submit your menu and what you're going to be offering, and they're very lenient in terms of they'll let kind of some difference in pricing, and if it's more of a lunch place, they'll let you do all kinds of things. So we're going to have Jonathan and Fergus get in touch with the Dine Out Lauderdale
No,
people.
it's
and that's-
funny you mentioned marketing. If I could be whiny right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just talking to a friend we know that's in PR the other day. I won't mention a name.
Okay.
And I was like, what's going on with Miami Spice? Are they not marketing it this year? I haven't heard shit about it. The banners aren't up that you normally see up and down Biscayne and all over the city. The website only has a limited list of restaurants. And, if Miami Spice is not a big deal this year and they don't really get their shit together, they're going to see how whiny I could be.
Yeah.
Especially because you guys got to fork out money down.
You pay for it. Right
Oh my
now.
God. You have to pay, what is it, like $1,000 to be part of the GMCVB and then
Really?
like another $1,000 to actually do the Spice program.
See, that's
For 2 months of, yeah.
right. In the
Well,
middle.
somebody has to come up with the money to pay Michelin to come down here to do all the stars.
All right, that's one way. Of looking at it. Dine Out Lauderdale and our friends over at Visit Lauderdale, they have a different approach, which is let's help out our local restaurants. Let's
Broward.
not charge them.
So Broward.
So nice and so Broward. I love Broward.
And we're gonna let people sign up for free, and we'll do the marketing for them.
Yep.
And so different philosophies, but Miami Spice has been the big
big
500-pound
thing,
gorilla
yeah.
for a while, and Dine Out Lauderdale. So we'll get 26, and I think we can announce it here. I think we're going to be doing a festival dinner for the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. We're still working out the details, but 26 Degrees Brewing and Chef Dannny Sefer, along with Chef Fergus and me, I'm going to be the co-host, which I don't know if that's going to drive people away or not, because I'm like a grade Z celebrity, or I don't even know what you call me. Great M.
Great
celebrity.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna come up with details later. But we're gonna be having a beer and food dinner at 26 Degrees Brewing in Pompano Beach during Festival Week. More details to come, but that Festival Week is gonna be June. It's a little bit later this year. It's going from the 19th all the way up to like the 25th.
Nice.
The grand tasting is going to be, I believe, Saturday the 24th. VLFoodWine.com for all your details.
That's
And
before South Beach Food and Wine, it sounds like, right?
It
Yes,
is a
yes,
month
yes, yes.
before, and it's growing, and it's the right size. Because
Yeah,
when
it's
you
really
go to
good.
their events, the main grand tasting there on the beach at A1A and Las Olas, right across from the world famous Elbow Room, they have that whole park
It's a
set
park
up,
now.
and it's not like, God bless Lee Schrager and the South Beach Festival. It's turned into its
A monster,
own
it's a monster.
creation. But when you have 5,000 people in a tent, long line, like these guys, at least the lines are manageable. There's lots of great food. I like it. I call it right size because it just doesn't feel like it's too big of a crowd. So
I've never been. I like participating in as a restaurant and also as a consumer at the South Beach Food and Wine and the smaller events. You know,
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
The Oyster Bash is really great. I did like a master class this year, but Palm Beach Food and Wine is a smaller food festival. It's owned by a good friend of mine, run by a good friend of mine, David Sabin.
Yep.
And I really like doing that festival. It's like you said, it's intimate.
Yeah.
It's
the right size.
The
We call
right
it right
size.
size.
Yeah, the
So-
right size. Because also as restaurant people and kitchen people, we can't give you our best stuff if we have to prepare 5,000 portions.
Yeah.
Right. It's just
Like you can get a really good bruschetta, I guess, like that. But like,
yeah.
you know, at like 300, 400 people, I could give you one of these pork
And
chicken
how many
marsala.
little cups of ceviche can you get?
Yeah,
You know, it's
exactly.
like
It's
you
all
just
like the
sit there.
same stuff.
At 300,
Yeah.
400 people, I can give you a great pork chicken marsala.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to the contest, one last topic at hand, because it is Hot Dog Month. Hot Dog Day is coming up later, but unofficially July 4th with Joey
Natural
Chestnut.
casing or get out of here.
Okay.
Natural casing or get out of here. Don't give me that skinless.
I wanted to ask you a couple of hot dog questions because you mentioned arbiters, and that was the actual answer to the contest this past week in recognition of 4th of July.
How could somebody not get that?
Oh, everybody got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an easy one. No,
You know,
that
the
was easy.
contest.
The restaurant's the easiest part.
It's 3-pronged, or this week it was 4-pronged, but it didn't even have to go all that way. But before we get into the results, hot dogs. I just passed, driving down here, Dogma. I like that place. I've been going there for a long time. They used to have one in Fort Lauderdale, right around the corner from where I now live, but it's now a Domino's Pizza. But the Dogma up in Fort Lauderdale, I used to hit when I was at the newsroom downtown. I love Arbiters. I love up in Fort Lauderdale, Hot Dog Heaven and Hot Diggity
Are they still
Dog.
good since
The new owner is doing a
He's
good
just
job. Yeah,
running it as it was.
and expanded the hours a little, and no diminution. I don't even know what
They haven't
no
evolved or
shrinkage in
anything,
quality, or
Well,
no. It's
That's a great
maintained.
sandwich shop.
It's a hot dog stand.
Sandwich.
Different. Hot Dogopolis up in Boca is a good place
Oh,
too.
good
I don't know if
name.
you've ever been there. Hot
I never know.
Dogopolis.
Good name though.
Guys, it's a couple that used to live in Chicago, and they have Chicago beef sandwiches. They also have all kinds of sausages, including like some of the funky game sausages. They have duck sausage, elk sausage. Get stuff from Bush Brothers.
The Bush Brothers does a great job.
So they have some of the gamey sausages that are good, but also a hot dog, Chicago stuff. So I wanted to ask you, because you have some particular likes and dislikes. What kind of hot dog? Are you a Chicago dog fan? Are you a New York dog? Mustard and kraut, the red
All right.
onions?
So my preferred brand is Sabret Natural Casing.
Okay.
But I will deal with Nathan's Natural Casing as long as
Okay.
it's natural casing. And when it's natural casing, I prefer steamed, boiled, whatever.
You need the
instead of
snap.
grilled. I need the snap.
Oh, over grilled?
Yeah.
Grilled?
With their natural casing?
Yeah, because I thought natural casing with the grill that gets the real snap on. You think a
that-
boiled,
But then
natural casing?
the smokiness or whatever, like a griddle, sure, not a grill.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, not a Weber, not a
Yeah,
gas
like a
grill,
griddle.
a griddle, a
Yeah,
flat top.
okay, yeah. So we're
that's
talking
what
the
they
same
do at Nathan's, the
yeah,
original in Coney
yes.
Island. Yeah,
And those are natural casing.
yes.
When I was in high school, there was this guy, Carmine, and he had like a push cart on the side of the road at like
Did he wear a bikini?
no, that's Fort Lauderdale even before I was born.
I'm an old man.
The one, like he was like on 170th and Biscayne, like right off the train tracks. And I would skip school or skip class at least once a week to go there. And it was also breads. And I don't know what style you call this. I'm not a Chicago person. I don't like the sport pepper and the tomato on it.
Okay, I kind of like it. I like everything, but
It's too much shit going on.
Okay,
It's hard to
okay.
eat.
Okay, so what's your?
I respect it though. I
Yeah, yeah.
respect it. You know, I respect Chicago's like, hey, we have all this shit that's not really pizza or hot dogs, and
Right.
like, here we go.
Yeah.
And I respect their
And I
craft.
respect any hot
It's not
dog so
really
long as it
pizza
doesn't
or
have
hot
ketchup on it.
Yeah.
To me,
Well, you know what?
and my daughter puts
kids,
it on there.
my-
I can't stand it.
My
I
boys
almost
have not been
disowned
bar
them.
mitzvah yet, and I've told them repeatedly, once you're a bar mitzvah, you're done with ketchup on the hot dog.
I told my daughter that I'm gonna, disown her, write her out of the will. She still puts it on there. So
My will's not that big.
My wife's Dominican. Yeah, exactly. She puts mayonnaise. She does the whole thing.
Oh yeah, but I
Okay.
do chili, spicy mustard, and those like red Sabret onions.
okay,
They're
the,
like
the red
onion
onions
sauce.
I love.
Do you want the
onion sauce.
mustard with the chili?
spicy mustard, chili,
What
no
kind of
beans in the
chili?
chili. No beans, just ground beef chili.
Okay, so like you would get at a Skyline.
Most
chili.
places, yes.
Yeah, but
Do you go to Skyline and get the conies there with just the chili and the mustard? Or no?
I Skyline, I
remember we
like
told you
him.
the
It's not my
cinnamon.
thing.
He doesn't
Right.
like the
That
cinnamon.
extra
And again, it's
spicy.
because he quit drinking. You gotta go
That
out
extra
either
spice
drunk
stuff
or
they have.
hungover.
So, like, I guess that's more of a New York style. And Carmine's was just the best I've ever had in my entire life. It could be because I was in high school and so high when I was there.
Yes, 100%.
But that's how I do it. And sometimes I try and replicate it
Okay.
at home.
Chili, spicy brown mustard, and the red onions, usually out of that big jar,
Yeah.
the Sabrits.
Yeah.
red
And
onions.
a root beer if possible.
So my thing is, I can
So
vary.
you're not putting onion. You're not. That's the way.
He
Just
likes
like
them.
that or with nothing at all.
Because
Interesting.
sometimes I go, if I'm at Nathan's, the original, sometimes I just like the nice hot brown mustard
Yeah.
and just the mustard. Sometimes I do mustard and sauerkraut, and I could go either way on hot or cold sauerkraut. But I can't do the sauerkraut and the red onions. To me, that's too
It's
much
too
of
much.
a clash
Too
of
much shit going.
thing.
Yeah.
It's either the mustard and the red onions, or the mustard and the kraut, or just the mustard itself.
Well, I think we're saying very similar things, and we're also saying the same thing about natural casing.
Oh yeah, natural casing.
Natural casing and natural
need the
casing
snap.
is so much more expensive in the store. Like a Publix natural casing, Nathan's is like 5 of them for like $9, $11.
Right, but you got to wait for the BOGO. And don't go to Publix.
Or just don't go to Publix.
You can get the same thing at the Walmart market for
Oh,
about
that's true. Though you know what, at
40%
Publix, the Boar's Head deli counter ones are
Boar's
Those are
Head are
good.
solid. The
Those
Boar's
are
Head
good.
Yeah,
with the
natural
those are
casing.
good.
Natural
That's
casing.
like that's what it's all about for me. It's a natural casing. I don't care as much about what's on the inside.
Yeah, it's all.
Beef, pork, whatever. Natural casing.
All right. Now that we've had our hot dog discussion, we can go to the rest of the contest result. Arbiters was the name of the restaurant we were looking
Yep.
for. The horse that won Saturday's contest race was the number 4 horse. I didn't write the name down, but it was the favorite. But not many people had it. I mean, only about 8 out of the 50 entries had the number 4 horse. We went to the tiebreaker, and I went to a double tiebreaker, but we didn't even need to go to that. Number 1, we were looking for the winner and score of the Mets-Yankees game on Saturday.
Yes.
And then I said a lot of people are going to have that, so we're going to go to how many total hits were in the game. Turns out we didn't need to go to total hits. 7 out of the 8 people who had the correct horse and arbiters ended up picking the Yankees, which was really great
struggling.
because on
they're
Saturday
struggling.
the Mets unloaded on Yankees pitching with like 4 home runs, 2 grand slams.
Jesus.
Alonso had two home runs with 7 RBI.
Oh, God.
So the Mets ended up crushing the Yankees. The only contestant who had the Mets beating the Yankees on Saturday, who also had the horse, Blanche Maines. So congratulations to Blanche. And I already notified her, but Blanche, you and a guest have won an all-inclusive brunch package for 2 at Fabulous 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park.
Nice.
And Blanche indicated she will be joining us, along with her husband, Arthur, at the next Lunchbox Brunch Bash
Nice.
at 10 Palms, which is on Sunday, July 27th. Danny,
That
if
sounds
you want
fun.
to, if you want to come out, be our
Yeah, we'd love
guest.
to have
Can I
you.
Bring
a
your
kid?
family, bring the kids.
Oh,
The
yeah,
whole
the
family.
kids.
You know,
the whole
there's,
family could come
there's
out.
6 of us.
I will pay for most of it. Yeah,
Can't
no,
do it.
no.
I'm
And again,
gonna
our
come
friend
follow
Joe. No,
you.
we're gonna.
I
we
love
will-
Joe. I told
Yeah,
you.
Joe
Yeah, we'll
Page.
figure
You
it
know
out.
Joe.
All right, we're coming.
Be our guest.
No, it's
Come
very,
on out.
families love it.
We
Families, my
love-
buddies,
they love having the
friends
kids
bring
come
their
out.
kids.
All day buffet, July
Kids
27th.
love it.
And even if you are not a contest winner, you too can come out because Joe Beige is going to offer the special Lunchbox
Yeah,
Bash
20% off.
discount price, $44 per person plus tax and tip, which is a 20% discount from the usual price. All day buffet. We're going to be gambling. We're going to be having a good
Yeah, it's
time.
great.
Saratoga is going to be going off on the simulcast live racing at Gulfstream, July 26th.
Oh, so we can eat a buffet and watch horses race?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
bet on them.
That's-
And
Both.
we're your guest?
Yes.
We're there.
Okay.
We are there.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's going to be amazing.
It is. And these are the benefits of Lunchbox sponsorship.
Let me, I just wanted to point out,
Yes.
I'm a zebra man as well.
Oh, yeah. I
We
love
This
love
is a
it.
those
zebra. I
pens.
like the F301 fine point.
Okay.
This looks medium.
I think it's a medium.
yeah, but I have been on zebra. I've been on
how
zebra
does it look
forever.
looking at yourself? At 15
Yeah,
years?
yeah, you guys are
So
But and
funny.
like years ago, like I did nerdy debate. You did newspaper.
yes,
So
Yes.
you know,
yes.
I am a
the
nerd.
geek nerd.
Never
thing is
worked on
strong, yeah.
yearbook. but I did work
I mean,
on
is there a difference when you're in high
newspapers.
school newspaper
High
yearbook? It's the
school,
same thing.
college. Yeah, it's all
In
the same.
college, it probably turns into more newspaper, less yearbook. But like, did you walk around with the little hat that says press on it?
Probably
Yes,
did.
I did.
You probably did.
All right, that's gonna do it. Right, we're done with all
We're good.
the breaks and the spots. This is so
Man,
much fun.
it's
The
always
food
fun
here
coming
is
with
great.
Dannny,
Blue
yeah.
Collar is great.
Food's so
We're
good.
gonna, I guess we'll figure out a date later in the month to go to Mignonette.
Never
and
been.
Eat some
Stoked.
oysters. Now, you're saying, oh, don't eat oysters in
No,
the
I'm
summer.
not saying
You
don't.
can
I'm
eat
just asking
oysters
Dannny
year
what they
round
do.
because they have now the science. I don't know. It's the purification, the filtration, the pasteurization.
Yeah.
Especially the ones from the Northeast. Cold water oysters, eat them year round. We're going to be doing it at Even Keel on August 9th. We're going to be also doing it at Mignonette later this month. You guys run happy hours there?
We got a happy hour there from 5 to 7. It's like $2 oysters, cheap drinks, an assortment of appetizers that are less expensive.
How many oysters? You get East Coast, West Coast, the whole shebang?
No, we don't do West Coast.
Oh, no West Coast.
They don't do West Coast.
Okay.
No,
But the Northeast is great.
only Canada, the Damariscotta River, some Duxbury.
Duxbury has great oysters.
Yeah, we prefer everything up the east coast of Canada and the Damariscotta River in Maine. Those are our absolute favorites. We will do West Coast during a certain part of when it actually is winter, because we work with out of Washington, Hama Hama Oyster Company.
Hama-Hamas are great.
And we deal with them
Of
direct,
course,
and they
the
send it right.
Kumamotos are
They
great.
send it right to it. No, Hama Hama is the farm,
Okay.
and they have a selection of oysters that they farm, and they will them. We love because when we get the bag from them the next day, it's FedEx and it's a fortune.
Right.
Like the tag on the bag from when it was pulled is the day before.
Right.
Nice.
So you can eat an oyster on Friday that was pulled out of the water on Thursday.
Wow.
Nice. And I love when you get when you see the bag tag and it tells you the exact hour that it came out. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
And for those who don't know, National Oyster Day is August 5th. So that's going to be coming up, and you can celebrate that at Mignonette or Even Keel. And that's why we have our annual oyster event. The second one is going to be on August 9th, that same week. So it is completely fine to eat oysters all summer long.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for having me.
Dannny, thank you.
for having
A
us,
pleasure
sir.
as you. It just the time flies by here.
Come eat
because
BOGO sandwiches at Blue Collar.
Yes.
Yes.
Only another
or
3
order
weeks.
them on Uber Eats
You
if
can
you're
order it.
lazy.
Yeah, if you're in the area.
What's the delivery area for Uber?
Pretty
Eats?
big now.
Pretty big.
It's pretty big.
They'll for a price.
When
they'll
you're
do
when
anything.
you're like a big deal restaurant like us, they'll go pretty far.
Man, but kudos to you guys. I mean, that Lamberg, outstanding. The pork chop,
The pork chop and the pork cheek was
the
wonderful.
marsala
The chicken,
sauce,
very nice.
and just even your simple, healthy chicken breast, seasoned well.
yes.
And all you need to make something taste good, not a lot of fat or butter or sauce. It's just some good
Salt.
seasonings. Yeah,
Salt.
Salt. Sometimes I like a little bit of a kick.
Salt,
Chili
pepper, you got, but yeah.
Yeah,
But
pepper.
salt, you have to
Salt.
have salt on everything.
Salt is necessary. Except at my age, you gotta
That's
watch
not
the
even.
salt.
I heard that's not even true anymore. I heard that
Right.
like diverticulitis. That's old debunked science.
Okay. Yeah, the salt doesn't cause the high blood pressure. It's
Yeah.
stress. So and if you exercise, it controls everything. This is what I think. All right, Dannny.
Am I still playing tennis in 15 years?
I never played. You could, yes, pickleball maybe for you.
Am I still playing cards?
Yes, that's a lifetime pursuit, and it helps ward off Alzheimer's and other
I buy it.
mental decline.
I buy it.
because you're constantly
Well, the thinking. Yeah. You want to be active.
numbers.
You want to be
Yeah, that's
active as
good.
possible.
Good luck this week.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna
Good
miss it.
luck.
But
And
that's
then-
it for
and
today.
same game.
Tomorrow we're gonna be at Fat
Fat
Boys
Boys.
Barbecue in downtown Fort Lauderdale, right there south of the tunnel next to Primo Liquors, 706 South Federal Highway. I will be there. 2:00 start tomorrow.
Oh, 2 tomorrow. Okay.
2:00 start, and until then, enjoy every sandwich.